Top 10 clear-cut signs of an unfaithful wife. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video is all about the agony you suffer when you are married to an unfaithful wife. Being married to an unfaithful wife is a trauma which you find it unable to bear, isn't it? It is because loyalty is the most needed ingredient for a marriage to survive. Trust and faithfulness are very essential to live through your married life without having niggling doubts about your spouse. Yes, a good marriage is always built on mutual trust. You can never underestimate its importance in your marriage. I felt my world spinning when I heard that my wife is having an affair. Srinivasan, my college mate, told me with his voice trembling with anger and fury. Since I'm working abroad, I'm always away from home for many months. But I used to call my wife almost daily. But of late, she never attended my phone calls, my friend went on with regret. Even when my wife came on the line, she never talked with the usual cheerfulness. She almost always sounded abrupt and curt. There was no usual inquiry about when it would be possible for me to come home. Usually my wife would be saying how much she misses me. But lately she sounded like a stranger to me. Srinivasan looked terribly upset. So I took 2 weeks off from my work to come home. But when I came here, the unfaithfulness of my wife was a gossiping topic in my circle of friends and relatives. It was then I knew the reason behind my wife's disinterest in me. She was having an affair with her old friend. I just cannot bear the thought that my wife has been disloyal to me. I can never forgive her. I'm going to divorce my wife, he told me grimly. Cheating in a relationship has that much of far-reaching repercussions. Unfaithfulness invariably destroys your marriage. When your unfaithful wife makes a mockery of the trust you had in her, you do not feel like continuing in your marriage. You do not become doubtful about your wife all of a sudden. There are many warning signals which makes your suspicion come true. The attitude of your wife changes so much when she is unfaithful that you feel as if you are living with a stranger. The habits of your wife undergoes that much of drastic changes. Her behavior towards you changes from loud to completely ignoring you. Your wife becomes so secretive that you gradually begin to doubt her loyalty towards you. Here are some of the most emphatic signs of an unfaithful wife. The number 1 sign of an unfaithful wife is she no longer communicates with you. Your unfaithful wife no longer communicates with you. You might be in the same room, but there's not a word exchange between you. Your wife seems to exist in an isolated world where you do not seem to have a role to play. Even when she's near you, your wife scarcely looks at you. You might as well be non-existent to her. Your wife refuses to answer you when you interact with her. If at all she talks with you, it is in monosyllables. The body language of your wife shows that she has lost all her love for you. Your wife rolls her eyes at you in contempt. She looks everywhere except at you when you talk with her. Your wife crosses her arms across her chest to show that she is ready for a confrontation with you. Silence rules your home so much so that you feel suffocated and drained by the loneliness that envelops you. The number 2 sign of an unfaithful wife is when she changes her passwords. When there is trust in your marriage, it's only natural that you know the passwords of your wife's social media account. Your wife knows that you would never take advantage of it and snoop on her. Your wife also shares her bank account password with you as she trusts you. She knows you will not fleece her. But when your wife is cheating you, she suddenly changes password of her mobile, social media and bank account. Her call history is often deleted. Your wife often acts secretive with you. Everything about your wife becomes too much of a hush-hush that you begin to suspect her. The number 3 sign of an unfaithful wife is unexplained interest in her appearance. You know that your wife is usually very casual about her looks. She never really spent money on it. But when your wife turns unfaithful, she becomes addicted to her beauty. It is as though your wife is using her looks as a bait to hook someone. Your wife also changes her hairstyle. She spends tons of money on dresses and beauty parlors. Your wife becomes that much obsessed with her looks. When your wife scarcely pays attention to you, you're sure her concentration on beauty is not for you, but for a person she's hooked up with. The number 4 sign of an unfaithful wife is she spends loads of time in the mobile. Whenever your wife is home, she does not spend time with you. She's invariably glued to her mobile phone. And when she's talking, her voice is very secretive. Your wife often giggles with excitement and her voice is very low, as though she does not want you to hear what she's saying. Your wife spends that much of long hours talking in the mobile, coolly ignoring you. She moves away from you when she's talking, confirming all your doubts about her. The number 5 sign of an unfaithful wife is she's always late from work. Without informing you, the work timings of your wife changes drastically. She's invariably late from work. Even when you ask her the reason, she gives you a hazy reply. Many a time, some other person from the opposite sex drops your wife home. Your wife spends long laughing time with the man before entering the house. And your wife offers you no explanation about the man who dropped her. The number 6 sign of an unfaithful wife is she refuses physical intimacy to you. Your wife refuses to have sex with you. Your wife always cites her tiredness as the reason behind it. Since your wife acts like a stranger to you, being physically intimate with her never occurs to you. The number 7 sign of an unfaithful wife is she ignores you. Your wife no longer caters to any of your needs. She does not cook for you. Your wife does not spend time with you. The rare time that she's home, she completely ignores your presence. Your wife acts as though she does not belong to you. The number 8 sign of an unfaithful wife is she always goes out without you. Your wife no longer wants to go out with you. Whenever she goes out, she does not tell you where she's going. And invariably, your wife returns home after a long time. There's no explanation about where she went and with whom. It is as though your wife feels that she no longer owes you an explanation. The number 9 sign of an unfaithful wife is she never answers your call. Whenever you call your wife, she never picks up your call. She never calls you back even after seeing your missed call. She never bothers to explain why she did not answer you. The number 10 sign of an unfaithful wife is she never cares for her children too. When your wife is unfaithful, she finds her children a great distraction. She needlessly yells at them when they demand her attention. Your wife does not look after the needs of her children. She acts completely indifferent towards them. You feel emotionally shattered by the behavior of your unfaithful wife, aren't you? What should you do when you are confirmed that your wife is cheating you? You should definitely confront your wife if your suspicion has a firm ground. It will be good for your marriage if your wife comes to her senses and returns to the family fold. But if she is adamant about her affair, it will be near impossible to save your marriage. Did this video make you understand the emotional turmoil you undergo when your wife is unfaithful to you? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.